Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Dennis Handwerker, and this is my oral presentation for my COM 4000 capstone research project titled Clarity, Transparency, and Trust in Network Outage Responses. Hello again. My name is still Dennis Handwerker, and today I'm going to be presenting my capstone research project titled Clarity, Transparency, and Trust during Communication Strategies and Network Outage Responses. Network outages create stressful moments for both the customers and the engineers responding to them. Because of that, how organizations communicate during these events can make the difference between building trust with the customers or losing it. My research project, explores how communication clarity and transparency can help influence customer trust during these different outage disruptions. What I found during my research is during outages, technicians and engineers often juggle Slack, WebEx, Teams, bridge calls, or emails, and sometimes all at once. Without structure, this leads to many duplicated messages, missed messages, miscommunication, and delays getting the correct information to the correct groups. My research shows that when communication is unclear or inconsistent, customer frustration increases and organizational credibility can suffer. Scholars like Combs and Pan emphasize that transparency and timely updates help calm uncertainty and maintain public trust. The purpose of my study was to understand how does clarity and transparency in outage communication influence customer trust during network disruptions. And we will go into that further on the next slide. For my research, I conducted a quantitative survey using Qualtrics with 83 participants who work in technical and network engineering roles. The survey included Likert scale questions, multiple choice questions, and I had a few open-ended responses as well. Participants included technicians, engineers, managers, and directors from across the telecom and networking world. One of my first findings was about different platform use. 74% of my respondents said that they use 2 or more communication platforms during outages, but only 40% said that using multiple platforms caused duplicated messages and confusion. This tells us that more tools don't automatically mean better communication. Structure is way more important than a number of communication channels. Being able to streamline the communication channels can in turn enhance communication and reduce multi-channel noise and missed messages. During my research project, I also went over transparency, and 63% of my participants in my survey agreed that transparent communication improves customer satisfaction. 53% said that their organization is consistently transparent during outages. Participants described transparency as honest updates, clear explanations, and acknowledging delays and uncertainty instead of lying and trying to hide them. This can help bolster customer trust by presenting them with true and factual real-time updates. And what this does is makes you more honest as a company, and in turn, the customers will respect the trust and tend to prefer clarity instead of being lied to. Another one of my major findings during my research project was 70% of my respondents said that they regularly used predefined communication plans, checklists, or escalation paths. Those who used structured plans reported fewer misunderstandings and more consistent messaging between the different groups. This supports my idea, or the idea, that organizational routines like checklists and update templates can help reduce confusion during stressful outage events. Having a flowchart and something that you can easily follow makes it a little bit easier than everyone just shotgunning the communication channels. Another one of the areas that my research targeted was post-incident reviews, and my Respondents reported that an average of 3.8 out of 5. So nearly half of these reviews said that they helped improve future communication clarity. This reinforces the idea that learning from each outage, not just fixing the outage and the technical issues, helps strengthen different communication practices over time. This in turn can lead to better communication overall and quicker outage resolutions with clear communications going forward in the future. Overall, my research findings showed that clarity, structure, and transparency play a major role in customer trust. These results support earlier research by Keaton and Beck, emphasizing structured group communication. Pan also highlights the importance of honest, accurate crisis messaging. Tracy also discusses mindful communication and psychological safety, which aligns with the challenges different engineers face during their outages. When organizations clearly and transparently communicate, even when the outage isn't fully restored, customers did report higher levels of trust and satisfaction with the company. My study did have a few limitations, and we're going to go over some of those now. The sample wasn't fully representative of all telecom sectors. In our world today, that's almost impossible to get a representative from each different communication structure. Some of my email responses weren't anonymous, which can introduce a bias since I knew who those people were. I also didn't factor in AI at all, or the tools which are becoming more common in outage communication and resolution. They were not included in my study. Future research, I think, should explore how artificial intelligence tools like automated outage bots impact customer trust. Differences between public versus private sector outage communication, I wasn't able to get any private sector responses, unfortunately, for this. And the next thing was how standardized communication frameworks could be implemented across different industries or different departments. I'm in the network engineering world. We also work with the technical world, and I don't really do much with the customer support side. That's kind of where the technicians relay that information over. One thing that I did kind of go over or look at with the data was that it would kind of work if we were all in the same structure. Right now, we follow the network engineering structure. The technicians follow their technical structure that's set out for them, and the customer service representatives follow their own flow chart. One thing I would like to see going forward was everyone kind of come together on the same page and work together so every team is on the same flow chart or has the same idea of when to hand it off to the next group. Some of the future directions I would like to take this research in would be how automation impacts customer trust, organizational differences and how that impacts different customer trust, and if the information is relayed directly to the customer from the customer support representative, or if it's coming from a technician on site, or how that information is presented to the customers and how that impacts different clarity. Are the customers okay with talking to an automated AI robot as long as they're getting accurate and timely updates? Or do they prefer to have that human to human interaction and handoff so it feels more natural or more normalized instead of talking to a computer? In conclusion, throughout my study and my research project, I believe that it shows that clear, structured, and transparent communication is not optional during outages. It is essential. Organizations that prioritize these elements build stronger customer relationships and create smoother internal coordination by standardizing communication procedures and promoting transparency. Companies can reduce frustration, improve crisis response, and strengthen trust with the customers. Thank you for listening to my oral presentation. I'd be happy to answer any questions about my research project and the data that I collected throughout. Just a few more things is clear communication is essential in supporting customer trust, and structure can help improve that communication, which in turn improves customer trust and satisfaction with the companies. Thank you.